happening here. I just did a time lapse and tried to add more elements, and I'm hoping when we get the stems in, this apple doesn't really have much of a stem, but this stem here is the, really we want to get this angle right here for that stem, and I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we did leave a white area right here where we want the stem to come up to maybe about here. And also we're all wishy-washy on the colors, but we do have a bit of depth, and the light has changed considerably since we started the painting, and plus this area here seems to have been disrupted. So anyway, well, we don't have a bunch of water there. So anyway, I guess just gonna sort of see if we can soften this whole connection. And okay, now it's a little softer, and we're just gonna pretend it looks like that. I tried to move the apple in there. Another thing, let's see if we can hit that stem right about like that. And so how are we going to do that? Let's take the small brush, and you just take any old color here. This is let's see, we want to do like just this tip of the stem, and we want it to be right here. So we're going to start with the tip, and that's going to be the tip. And then what we got is brown, green, yellow ochre in this stem, and it is definitely a different color here than here. We don't want to have the same color all the way up on that stem. I think I'm just going to put a hint of the shadow, which is right here. You see right there. Just want to put a hint of that shadow using this dark thing we got here, and that will be right about like this. Good, okay. So no one's here, but this is important juncture in the painting. Now we also want some green in the stem. There's a hint of green. Let's just put a bit of green right here. Okay, now we got green, and now we want some yellow ochre. So we got yellow ochre right here. Let's see about that. I'm gonna try to get some yellow ochre coming right up here. Looking good. And let's just have a little bit right here. And now, I don't know, exaggerate this color by using this cadmium yellow, but we'll mix it with what we have here. Let's see a little bit of that green. Now we have like a good yellow gray, which is kind of like what that is. Very important juncture here. Okay, and now we're going to see about blending all of that. That looks stupid, but maybe we can fix it. It really looks bad. Let's blot some of that up. So anyway, and then this stem here, I mean, that is like the dumbest looking stem in the world, but let's just see, we're gonna go back to the, this sort of murky dark. That's kind of like a brown gray. Let's see if we can just say hello where the stem. I'm gonna make the stem a little bit longer than it actually is. And let's see about just, if we can paint this thing here. And now let's try to blend this up into nothing. And I had thought that we were going to go very loose, but I would not call this a loose thing right here. But anyway, now let's try to get a green. I'm going to just get this yellow this green and see what kind of green we can get there. It's actually kind of a fluorescent green there, but we do not have a fluorescent green on the brush, and we are in a hurry here. So I'm going to try to go right here, and now let's try to just blend this. That looks good. And can we blend this slightly? Yes, looks good. And we need this hard line here. I'm going to try to get a Payne's gray, but lean into green, and there we got that. Let's see if we can get this corner. We're going to leave a space that says, hi, this is where the stem is, and let's see right there. Now I want to just blend this up. Soften this, so we got a hard edge there, which is, this line that's like right here. And this is not exactly where we want it. How's that? Looks better. And the stem is going to be there if we can get a good stem color, which I guess I'm going to go with this. That's called Aussie Red Gold, but anyway, let's soften that with this yellow that we have sitting here, and let's just see if we can hint at the stem. Okay, I think we hinted at the stem, and why don't we try that in this stem, because it looks like a decent color. And that stem looks bad. We're missing the deep dark that's right here. Let's see if we can achieve that. That is, we got our yellow green there. Let's see if we can get a thing here. And there it goes here. And now I'm going to attempt to diffuse this into. It looks good. Now we're going to try to get a softer edge here at the top. So that's not bad, and it'd be good if this sort of came up here. From a distance, well, the left stem's looking good. This stem, which there is barely a stem there, but I think it's looking okay. I'd like to soften this edge right here. So we're just kind of taking that little puddle that's there and working it up. And now we have a strong red right here. I'm going to try to hit that strong red. And that's going to be right here. Let's see if we can achieve that. Not bad, and I'm going to just put a little water and try to get over here, and actually down here we got some more, and there's some dots, so we're going to sort of pretend we're dots, and let's try to say this is an underpainting, and we're going to try to get some of these other, like you can see the grain following the grain there. Thank you to the one person who's watching this. I hope it's an enjoyable, fun time. Let's see. So here this edge is yellow, and we were trying very hard to get this as the angle of the stem, because you see this triangle here is kind of like the point of an arrow that points into the painting, and so we were getting pretty thrilled if we could get this graphic shaped arrow that points into the painting. And I'm in a big hurry too. Oh my gosh, 15 minutes gone by already. So we really need some bold strokes, and the background looks horrible. So I think what we're going to try to do is get this kind of shadow that's right here. I think that would be a help. And then there's also a bit of shadow like right there. It's pretty strong. Unfortunately, I Let's see what color that is. I kind of left home without re-upping on this brown, which is a favorite brown. I don't even know what that one's called, but it's similar to a Van Dyke brown. And this is a Prima Tech. Okay, so that's kind of a golden, it's a nice gold. I think let's use that gold on here and see if we can boldly emphasize the get some contrast going here for the pretzel bun. Okay, we do not want the same color in a lot of different places, but I think here I'm just going to try to blend this around there. Okay, and let's try to just go here. Now we need a more intense dark right there. So how are we gonna get intense dark right there? Let's try this lean into blue. I think we could just go there and see what happens. I'm gonna try right here I'm leaving this line, which is the barrier between the thing. It's not actually there. I mean, it's a poetic line. Okay, that looks bad, but and then we got that shadow that's right here. And now that looks bad right there, but let's see if we diffuse. It looks better, and now we want to get this like lighter. All right, it might be okay, we'll see. Oh, 4 people here and 2 thumbs up. Hey, Dash MC, thanks very much for stopping by and leaving a bunch of comments. You the man, or the lady, or the girl, or the person, anyway, whatever. Thank you for 2 thumbs up. What the heck is happening here? We don't want that. Try to get rid of this smear. I guess some clumsy person stuck their hand there. We are in a big hurry trying to finish this in a big hurry. So 3 thumbs up. Thanks so much. Super appreciate it. So trying to finish this in a hurry. I'm getting water everywhere. Getting panicked. We got this stem started right here. That stem, there's hardly any stem to work with. This stem here, we want it in this angle right there. We are trying to get it to stand up higher. But anyway, that's kind of the angle we want for that stem. And let's go back to hit that stem. I think if we get the stems right, we're gonna be, really, and it's just a good green for the stem. Let's see if we can't just say hi, we're the stem. Let's go up here a little bit, and we don't want the same color all the way up the stem. Okay, that's cool. Looks good there. I guess it looks like a stem. All right. Congratulations, you made a stem. All right, next, let's see if we can hit this stem. I'm gonna just put a little circle here to say that's the top of the stem. That looks really dumb, but maybe, maybe later on when it's not so noticeable, it'll just be like, oh, hey, there's a stem there, and not some really stupid looking thing anyway. All right, looking good. Now what we need here is more variety of color there to get a spherical look. This thing's looking okay, not fantastic, but not too bad. I'd also like to get more kind of detail or, representation for that white part in there. I see we got like a hint of yellow right there, so why don't we just get some kind of yellow, and got my yellow area here. That's very good. Then we want it super faint, this yellow. So we got a lot of water here. Let's see if we got a super faint yellow. I don't know if it's pretty faint. Okay, let's just go out and give it a try there. Okay, we got the yellow represented now. And here we got a little shadow right there. I think if we could get this shadow represented, that is like that little crevice there, jagged thing. Let's see if we can do that. And to do that, let's have a warm gray, because it is closer than than things that are farther away. So here's like a blue. It's like oh, that's a cool gray. So let's hit that with a little red, and that might be a warm gray. Let's hope for the best. And let's see if we can get this jagged looking shadow, which is very faint, and that might really, here goes. Good. There's like a little triangle here. It comes down there. It looks dumb, right? But hopefully, later when we're not staring at it, it's going to be more like, oh, that's cool. It looks like the texture. I'm going to try to just sort of spread that around a little bit right there. And I see another area. I think it's this gray here we were using. I'm going to see this little triangle that's right here. It's kind of a weird triangle, a little longer on the bottom. We're going to try to, hey, 3 thumbs up. Thanks so much. And Sonia, thank you for the compliment. Much appreciated. And Dash MC, you are the #1 guy or person commenting here, and it's super appreciated. So now I'm going to try to do this triangle. It's right here. It's longer at this end. I'm seeing yellow in that triangle, but what I got is a warm gray, and that's what we're going to start with. And I see we're all ready. Let's see if we can. There. This might be really dumb. We're going to find out in a minute if this is going to translate to the white part of the thing. Now I want to, actually I'm going to make that as light as possible. And let's see if we can go up here and just say, hello, we are part of that triangle. And now I'm going to just blot that whole thing. And now we have a very subtle representation. And next I'm going to get this and go lean into blue. I got blue gray, and I'm going to try to get these little specks that are right here. So let's give that a try. So this, I'm going to blot this up after because it's a little bit too intense. And now time to blot it up. Okay, now we're got a cool color there, a warm color here. So hopefully that's looking like this is behind this. And now I'm going to see if I can just get a little shadow here, very light. So there we go. And yes, indeed, we got a very light shadow there. Now I'm going to try to get a dark right here. And we're going to lean into this color, whatever it is, but so we don't use it straight from the tube. I'm mixing it with this other thing here. And that's pretty much intense red, so I'm gonna mix that slight brown, and that looks like a really good representation for that right there. Let's get right down here and say hello. I am the top edge of the pretzel bun. Try to go a little farther back on the camera. Thank you for 3 thumbs up, and I appreciate all those comments, making it look like this is the fun place to be. And I'm just trying to get the top edge of that. And I really don't like a line anywhere in a watercolor, but having said that, I just painted a line, and but it's a thin line. So I'm going to just try to soften. And I don't know if that looks good. I don't think it really does look good. here I'm gonna try to go heavier, and that looks really bad. So I want to get this super diffused in this area. Now that looks much better. And if you saw the first thing, we left this white right here on purpose, but this might be the time that we want to put a muted tone there. So anyway, I'm just going to try to go here because we're trying to say, desperately, we're trying to say, hello, we are in front of that apple. And we need bold, decisive paint strokes to do that. And that blue looks stupid, but we're going to cover that up with a green to, make that whole shadow. And hopefully the blue is just going to, emphasize the fact that there's a shadow there. This is looking pretty nice. I'm going to switch to a bigger brush to try to get bold strokes all over the pretzel, and we got to lean into, I guess, a golden brown to achieve that, and that looks pretty much like a golden brown. Let's see what we got. There's kind of a highlight here. I'm gonna sort of go under the highlight. That's kind of a dot thing here and here. And I mean, the last thing we want is big areas of the same color at this stage, but the first thing we do want is to, get, that looks really good. This, I don't know, I think we're gonna try to lift off a little bit of paint like right here just to break up that big space. And that looks better. And this is nice, I guess, but we should sort of stretch that out so it's not, and this whole edge. I mean, I don't want any lines in the painting, but having said that, I just did a big line there. And then so here we should come down. And this is good. We got a graphic arrow that points up like that, kind of, sort of. Let's see, make that a little lighter. And actually, TBH, I don't really like this thing that's sticking out right there. And it's got like a wet brush. I'm gonna just try to get rid of that. I don't know if it's gonna be going. It seems to be a stroke from, and what is up with this table? Well, I'm gonna see about that. It's not really going anywhere, so I just have to settle for not liking it. And while we're here, I'm just gonna see about a deep rich shadow on the left side of the, like right here. Let's see if we get something there. Good. And I'll kind of try right here. I don't want the same color here and here, but we're in a hurry, and since we're in a hurry, we got to move our butt here. And that, I don't know. Let's see about just going up here. Let's try to come in here. And what is happening there, I don't know. Let's get the sort of the more golden under this. Good, okay. And I guess we could just go out on a limb and try to fix that edge. That looks terrible. Now I'm gonna go back to that one dark and see about the shadow right here. You ready? That looks horrible also, but we got to lay down paint. I'm gonna try to just get a thing going there. And I think we could just take a damp brush and go right here. Because this is this highlight, and I don't know if we really represented it that well. And then there's a highlight coming right here. Let's see if we can get that. No, not really. This area is a good depiction, but it's not translating that well. I don't know. It looks okay, I guess. I don't like this line that's here. Let me try to soften that. Okay, it's soft. I'm going to see about this. Bring that around. I don't know if that's good. And then I want to get a blue, super faint blue gray happening in here. Let's see if we could get it right there. I don't know if that's good or not. It definitely could put some right here. There was a triangle there. I don't know if that's good or not. Probably not. But you can barely see it, so okay. And here we want a hint of brown. Okay, there we got a hint of brown. Back here, I guess it's time to mute this tone. Now it's muted. I guess you bring that up. I don't know if I like that. I guess it's better than it was. And now let's see if we can manage some, wow, 26 minutes already. Let's see if we can manage some kind of reds. Oh. Let's see here. It's a suck red. We need a bold, different red. All right, that's a bold, different red, I think. Good, good fuck. I mean, oh my gosh, I almost said a curse word. Anyway, this is probably the best paint stroke of the painting so far. We also got to hit that background with something. I'm going to just see about a couple reds here. And it could be time to hit this area here. I don't know if that's good. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good, right? Okay. So we're trying to do that shadow. I don't know if we really achieved it. I don't think so. I think we want to really soften that line that's right here. Let's just see what happens. Okay, I would say as soft. This, I don't mind this hard line there, maybe. Splashing paint all over the place. I think we could probably have more red there. Let's soften this whole top end. That looks stupid, but when it dries, maybe it'll look better. Blot up a little. Let's see about getting this. Put some dots here. That looks really dumb, but hopefully it won't be so noticeable later. We need to represent that green. See if we can get some of that. It's not really a green, but let's go back here to the green cave of green colors. Especially what I'd call green. See, just get some green to break this up. And that looks dumb, right? To punctuate that, and then up here, let's see if we get a red green. Really in a big hurry to bring this to completion. That looks horrible. Looks really bad. Oh well. And down here, I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna try to put just a little hint of this and that in there and see if we can break up the monotony of that area. Does that look better or worse? I think it's a little worse. Oh, thank you for 4 thumbs up. I'm gonna have to, I think we gotta leave. So that was a great start, and certain things look really great. Other things less so good. But thanks for the 4 thumbs up. Much appreciated.